Alright, what's going on, guys? Young 46. I'm going to do a talk through of Pebble Beach. So here, first hole, there's two ways you can play it. You can play in the rough, the right rough, which isn't a terrible idea. Obviously, fairway is ideal. You can definitely play it in the rough. So I'll actually put it in the rough here to show you. Maybe, I might have accidentally hit the fairway. Oh, okay. So this is going to be 40-50 rough. Alright, so it's uphill, and we've got the wind. I'm thinking if we land this about 68, we should be okay. We're not going to get a ton of release. In terms of the wind, we're not going to get as much wind. So I'm already thinking land this about 68 yards, should be good to go. Happens to be a perfect number for this club. Alright. Oh, let's pull the flag just in case. Never know. So what I like about hitting in the rough here is that you get very minimal release, right? As we go up towards the pin. Obviously, if we're playing on faster greens, we have to take that into account, but it's actually a pretty sound strategy. You don't have to worry about the ball spinning back and some of the other issues that you can have with that hole, especially when we're hitting a wedge in. All right, pretty standard tee shot here. Just need to make sure we find the fairway. Should be 10 or 11 feet uphill probably. Generally, with my longer irons, I will add about 1.5 yards into this one. There's two different ways you can play this. Now, right of the pin, if we're pin high right, very easy putt. If we're just short and right, very easy putt. If we go long, it's difficult. You can play it left of the flag, and you can be more aggressive, right? So the ball stops quicker the more left of the pin I go. The more right I go, I have to figure out release and all that good stuff. So it's a bit of a gamble. I do like to go left. I like to go left, and I like to be aggressive. Now it's going to be a little left of left, but still good. No, actually wasn't as left as I was hoping. I really like to be right in this region right here is ideal. Pretty simple putt here, a little left to right. Don't have to factor in too much of the break as long as we hit through it. So pretty easy eagle there. Now this hole, we just need to make sure we find the fairway. Right, fairway first and foremost, 308. It's also downhill 43. This is a pretty good line, pretty good safe line. Shouldn't have any danger of going in the rough on either side. Even if we hit a slight pull or slight push, be fine.
Crushed it.
And again, my recommendation: learn to work the camera angles. You can see I was actually aiming at one of the cameras, which is typically what I'll do. I like to have points to aim off of. This hole is going to play about 1 yard longer, 1 yard to 1.5 yards longer. Alright, so I'm thinking right there should be good to go. Normally I'd play this about 69. I'm going to play it closer to 70. I went the hole out. A little bit of spin back here. Would have liked to have seen a ding right there. Pretty simple putt here. Not much to it. Hit it firm.
Solid putt.
Alright, so this hole, we're not reaching. We have no chance of reaching. Make sure we find the fairway. Don't have to get too cute. I can aim right at the left bunker of the green and be perfectly fine. So here you've got to really control your spin. That's the name of the game on this hole, is can you control your spin. The way I like to do it, flat punch. Flat punch is nice because it's going to hide it. Yeah, it's just going to hit and check. which is precisely what we want in this situation. Now the wind's left to right, the hole kind of slopes a little left to right. So I want to make my mistake left. So I'm going to carry this probably about 45 yards. And if I'm a little short, that's okay. And I made our mistake right, which we didn't want to be. Going to spin that way a little bit. Well, we kept it below the hole. Pretty easy. See a little bit of break in there. I'm just not going to give the hole away. I'm going to hit it about 4 feet. Got for wind. Okay. So we can play this a few different ways. Faster green speeds, I like the fun shot. The fun shot is going about 2 yards past the pin and all the way up here on the left. Nice little ridge, it brings it right back down. Safe play is to the right. So anywhere between here and there, it's going to be a very, very makeable putt. Short left is danger. You want to avoid that. And you want to avoid going long. So right side's fairly safe. Long left will usually come down. And we want to avoid being long. I'm going to play a pretty safe route because the green speeds are kind of slower. I don't want to, might go a little past the pin, but I don't want to go too nuts with it. Oh, we're going to go long left. Hopefully it comes back down. No, actually, way short. Wow. That misting really sucked out a lot of distance. 5-iron probably was the way to go. Take some spin off the 5-iron. Probably would have been the best way to go. Now you see we've got this sharp breaking putt. It's not terrible though. Probably about the 2 grids or so. We're in that 2 grid range. Maybe somewhere around here. Play it right at 70%. Trying to be precise, but it won't go. Okay. Needed a little bit more break there. Probably playing about 2 1/4. 2 1/4. So that was all positional. Very bad. Very, very bad. If anything, I should have been trying to misting late to put myself over here. We got an okay wind here.
That's in the garden spot.
So the distance is okay. It's kind of in between. I'm gonna land my 3-iron probably right here, and then it should release up. All right, so I'm gonna play it. If I'm gonna miss, I want to miss left, right? The tough putt here is right of the pin. So if we miss left, that's all good. I'm already thinking in my head, let's just go ahead and pull it if we're. And of course I had to push. So we'll see how that leaves me. It's on a great line. Landed exactly where I wanted it to. That ended up being pretty good. But again, if I ended up over here, I wouldn't have been upset either. So this doesn't break as much. So what you're seeing here is the slope, right? So I always play probably only about half of what I'm seeing there. It is going to break a little bit, but it's not going to break much. It's a bit of a optical illusion with the slope there. So good eagle. Here, pretty straightforward. About 97 yards or so. This is a nice one to hole out, actually. One of those perfect distances where you end up holing it. A lot more wind there. A lot more wind. Didn't think that would push it off the line very much. Again, some of that could have been precision. I don't. Either way, easy birdie. All right, a few ways to play this. You can play a 3-wood, you can play a 3-iron. I mean, there's a ton of ways to play it. I like to play a punch driver. I'm just used to it. Did about 97%. Anything below 97, you can't guarantee you're going to clear this first hill. So this might end up in 20-25 rough. Normally ends up in the fairway though. With this is probably going to spin back again. I'm thinking about where I want to be, where I don't want to be. That's got to be your thought process every hole. So here, if I end up right, pin high right, very easy putt. If I go left, I have more of a sharp breaking putt. Same thing with long. If I go more than 3 yards long, I start having a lot more break. So now we know where we want to be. Also know where we don't want to be. So I'm erring to the right. And this ball should hit and spin back a little bit. I'm going to try to throw it a little bit fast. And hopefully spin it back. See, I didn't get it high enough. Got the spin back, but didn't quite get it high enough. Now we got a little bit of break. I'm surprised that moved so much. That was a lot of right to left movement. I'd like to, if we went back and looked at it, it probably just didn't start online. Not too bad of a putt though. Not too bad. Gonna be probably right there if I had to guess. Looks like a pretty good line. We hit this pretty firm. Should be in. But again, out of position, right? We put ourselves in a spot we didn't want to be in. Here, pretty straightforward. Just don't want to hit a push here. If anything, I got plenty of room to pull it. Hopefully we get a good kick here. Kind of a soft bounce there. Always take away about 2 yards here. Always seem to go 2 to 3 yards long here. If we're thinking about where we want to be, pin high right's good. Anything past the pin starts talking about a lot of break. Left of the pin, we're talking about a lot of break. So we want to be short or over here. So if we could draw a box, it would be right in here. That's kind of the sweet spot. So I'm just gonna hit a nice full 8-iron here. Okay, like I said, if we're gonna miss, let's miss where we want to miss.
Very nice shot.
So about a yard too long, really. So this is gonna bring a little bit of right to left break. You can see it. Like I said, ideally, we want to be right in this line. A little bit of break here, but pretty makeable. And we're not that far away. But it's going to be, pretty sharp breaking putt here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Not good. Should have made that. Realistically, should have made that putt. 27, not very good. But again, I kept putting myself out of position on too many shots. That's the biggest difference between shooting, 11 under there and 9 under. I put myself in 2 bad positions and it cost me.
Good ball.
All right, so this hole, depending on what club I have in, depends on how I alter. And I do that by altering the elevation. You can pretty much do it any way you want, just distance or whatever. So with this wind, I'm only going to play half the elevation. We're going to play half the elevation, and I'm going to rip a full 5-iron right at it. Should be perfect. Oh, jeez. Meter got a little sideways on me there. The distance was pretty good. We lost probably a yard or so on that big misting, but now if I'm hitting like a 6 iron or something like that, then I'll only take maybe like a yard off or two. It's really going to vary depending on the club. Should be a putt we make here. More often than not, we make this putt. Say probably 80% chance. Should be in. Oh, jeez. Rip. Okay. I was hoping that misting didn't cost me, but it did. Not putting good. Not putting good at all. Meter's going a little haywire on me. This is actually a really good wind to have in this hole. Kind of works against the slope. Although kind of like it's like a toilet bowl, kind of slopes everywhere, but this is definitely the easier slope. We're gonna play this at about 98. Should be good right there. Get a little bit of spin, but not too much. This is very controllable. So I'm actually gonna hit it like 100. Should be a pretty good shot. Bit of spin. Pretty good. It's gonna be a little hard left to right, but we're just gonna ram it through. I like to just go. I'm gonna keep it inside the cup still. Hit it 4 feet. All right, so this hole, if we go, I mean, there's really no bad position on this hole. I don't think. It's pretty straightforward. We should get some spin back here. I like to go a little past the pin and suck it back a little bit. I'm thinking we hit this about 9% or so. Hit a pull. Okay, like I said, there's really no terrible spot to be in on this hole. You got the suck back where you're looking for. It's gonna be a little left to right, but again, pretty simple. I said 80% on the last one. I missed it. This should be 90-95% maker. Very little break there. All right, so this hole, it's a good wind.
That's in the garden spot.
Always like to add 2 yards into this hole. I just add 2 and just hit it. With this wind, we kind of want the ball to bend up a little right, especially on faster greens because it might come down a little bit. This should be good. We should be able to chuck this almost full. Be a pretty good shot. Could end up pin high. Pretty solid. All said and done here, maybe. Of course, we went 2 yards deep. Didn't get any suck back there. A pretty easy putt though. Gonna tap it and let it run down.
Solid putt.
Where I don't want to be there is short. If I'm in line the pin and short, it's such a nasty breaking putt. You can take a few lines here. I'm gonna go over the bunker. If I get a headwind, I don't even mess with that bunker. I go left of the bunker. But here, I should be able to clear it. Maybe we got a shot at reaching.
Good ball.
The side wind turns to a tailwind. Let's say outside shot of getting there. And then the question becomes, is it even worth it, right? So we got like 260. We'd have to really hit something perfect here. I mean, we'd have to run it up. I think best case we end up right here, which is not, yeah. So sometimes it's smarter to just lay up. I just want to leave myself the best distance possible. And for me, it would be a nice little, 50 to 60 yard shot would be ideal. So kind of an awkward number here. We can play it a few different ways. I can play this neutral, put a little bit of spin. I can play it like that and just try to kind of bring it back. I can play a punch, so lots of different ways you can play it. I just kind of like playing a punch here. To me, it's just it's a good shot. I'm gonna try to skip it just short of the hole, take one hop and stop. That's just a shot that's very consistent, right? We know it's going to take one hop and stop. Versus putting a little bit of backspin, we take risks because the green slopes like this, right? So anything that goes here just keeps going. So for me, it's just more about weighing the odds and which one gives me the best chance of making birdie. Not such a great wind here. We got to be right at this bunker, right? We could go in that. Now, if we get any type of tailwind, I'm aiming right over that bunker. Right over the right edge of that bunker. It looks like we actually could have cleared on that, but not really worth the risk. This hole's tricky. Tricky because, especially on faster greens, right? The green slope's right to left. So if you get a big right to left slope on, 14 greens, you can pretty much just count on being down here. This wind's not too bad. We're not going to get a lot of spin back. We kind of want the ball to kind of land maybe right here and just kind of hit and die. We do have to add a little bit on this hole. It tends to play a little bit shorter. Normally it'd be 96. I'm probably going to play this like 97 and a half or so. Just to... a little bit of a tug. Although it really didn't have any effect on it. Got away with that one. Had little to no effect on the shot. And we're just going to jam it in here. Yeah, here the name of the game is find the fairway. All right, so we've got all this fairway to work with right here. This is just one big ramp, especially into this wind, right? So as long as we land it here, we're fine. A lot of people always try to clear this and land here. Well, the problem is you get release. Then you got to be really careful. So if you're going to try to do that, you got to land it here. Let it release all the way down to the bottom. Bit of a tricky shot. This should be pretty good right here. It's aggressive but safe. So we're going to try to use the slope to our advantage here. Land it a little higher on the slope. Okay. This is a good win. Again, this green works right to left. You can kind of see it. On faster greens, again, you get that right to left wind. You got to land it up here and just kind of hope it trickles down. Whereas here, we can work against the slope, so it's going to help us a lot. This is definitely a shot we should get fairly tight. I'm just going to put a tick of top on this. Just because I want to control the spin as much as possible. Did I add a little tick of top actually? Cost me quite a bit there. I think neutral probably would have been pin high. Interesting. Once again, failure to execute the plan. Pretty easy putts are like down here, pin high. It's pretty good. Over here is pretty nasty. Obviously here is nasty. Really need to be pin high. Focus on pin high there. I got a feeling I've got a decent beat on the line, actually. And it's like up here. Then we're gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit it fairly hard. I need to stomp some of that break out. Oh my god. That missed ding was terrible, guys. That's in on a ding. Oh, that's the problem. When you hit it that hard, gotta hit the ding, man. Okay. Wow. Magical round so far, but I'm showing you guys what not to do. All right, so here in the this win, faster greens, I could land this like way up here and it would zip back down. I'm sure the pin's pretty nice putt down here. I want to avoid being over here. It's a bit more of a left to right breaker. Right's right to lefter, but not as severe. So ideally here, into this win, we're going to try to throw it past. Zip it back. A little bit right of the pin there. Okay. We're not going to get a whole lot of zip out of this because we're not putting much backspin on it. So obviously something when you got to consider too. Maybe, you know, with that win, now we're just trying to go maybe a little past pin high or just pin high. But if I was playing full back on, you know, really fast green, I could land it back here and it would come all the way back down. I made 2 hole-in-ones on this hole, both by throwing it past and spinning it back in. Pretty simple there, though. All right, let's see if we can eagle out for at least 17 under. A little bit of a pull. Issues there. Fine. So it's 3 iron. We should be able to get home. I like going at it with 3 iron here. If we end up short, that's okay. There's really not too many terrible putts here. Nothing where I said, God, I want to avoid hitting there, you know? This is we can attack here. That's not attacking. A bad pull. I think ding would have been pretty good. We're talking probably like right in here. Would have been a really nice shot. But again, no real bad spot to be on the screen. So here we see it kind of breaking both ways. It's like the switch views a little bit. See it breaking a little right, a little left. It's kind of just double breaking. Yeah, I kind of like this view right here. I feel like we're not getting slope, we're actually getting the line out of this. Puts it right about there. And if I'm not sure, I can go in the pitch view. Now we're seeing it the other way. Okay. This view, I'm seeing it the other way. So all indications tell me this putt's actually just dead straight. Because we're seeing equal distance going one way and going the other.
Great roll.
Okay, so Not a good round, really, for Pebble in these conditions. This is a 19-20 under round all day. But a lot of mental mistakes on 5. We hit the pull, and we should hit the push. 9, I went about 1.5 yards, 2 yards past the pin, which is a no-no. Missed the putt. 10. Number 10, I pulled it pretty good. So that left me a sharp little left to righter. And then 16, made the mistake there as well. We went long when I should have hit just a regular old flat 80-yard wedge. So not so great. We only dinged 22 shots out of 55, so not a very good ding rate. The 4 pars. Distance of pin was okay. Hopefully you guys learned something out of the video. Make sure you guys give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't like it, I guess give it a thumbs down. If you have any comments, feel free to put them below. And make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet.